everyone, I'm Mihoko for Hey Singapore, and this is my son.
Hey everyone, my name is Kai.
So Kai finished his National Service for Singapore in April 2021. We want to talk about details of National Service of Singapore, the process and what it's really like, and how he feels about it. Okay, let's get started. So what was the timeline for registration of National Service?
Right, so first I received a pre-enlistment letter at the age of 16 and a half years old. After that, at 17 years old, I did my first IPPT test, individual physical proficiency test, in which I was graded on push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2.4 kilometer run. And this determined whether or not I would be put into 24 months or 22 months of BMT. So after my IPPT, I had my first medical screening.
So what was health screening like?
Health screening took place a couple months before enlisting. They do a full health checkup. They checked your heart, your lungs, your teeth. They check for hernia using the drop and cough test. Just be mentally prepared to just pull your pants down.
So how did you prepare for your IPPT?
IPPT consists of 3 exercises, which is the sit-ups, push-ups, and the run. So for my push-ups, I would practice just doing push-ups as well as practicing pull-ups at a pull-up bar. For sit-ups, I would just do different types of core exercises. And for running, I would just run 2.4 kilometers about once every week. And eventually, my first IPPT test that I did at 17 years old, I got a silver. I think I got 75 points, and that determined that I was applicable to get 2 months off my NS. So I only did 22 months of national service.
When did you start your BMT?
So I enlisted in July. I went through the BMT enhanced batch, which was for 9 weeks, and it consisted of about 300 people, which was one company.
So what do you think are important things to know about basic military training?
It's going to be tough. Physically, you will go through a lot. The hardest part for me was definitely the first 2 weeks of confinement, where you will not be able to go home for 2 weekends.
So can you tell us about your routine of the BMT days?
Usually you'll wake up around 5:30 in the morning to around 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you will all go breakfast together. You'll have to learn how to march together. At the start, it'll be very simple. You'll learn all the basic military discipline. You will have lots of lessons as well to learn about national education. You'll learn about all the different drills and all the different trainings that you will go through. After about a full day of training and learning, you'll finish probably around after dinner at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock on a good day. Then you'll have some recreational time to spend in your bunk and to clean your clothes and to get ready for the next day.
Some facts about basic military training. Question number 1. Do you have hot shower?
You will not have any hot showers anywhere you go in the army. No matter if it's police or if it's civil defense or if it's army, wherever you go, it will always be cold showers.
Was it very cold?
You'll get used to it. It's not that bad.
So what about air cons?
You won't have any air cons, but they will give you a fan in every single bunk. And sometimes if you go to a unit, they will also give you standing fans, which the military will pay for.
Was it very hot?
It wasn't too hot. It was, yeah, if you have a good spot in your room, it will definitely be okay.
To wash your uniforms, did you have a washing machine?
You will not have washing machines available to recruits. So throughout your whole basic military training, you'll have to learn how to clean your own clothes using a pail and using some water and bringing your own detergent. So after basic military training, some that go sergeant school, some that go officer school, there may be some washing machines available.
How was the bathroom and toilet?
So the bathroom and toilet will, most of the time, will not have any toilet paper. The army, they will give you, I think, 2 rolls of toilet paper at the very start, and you'll have to use that, especially for the first 2 weeks. It might be a little hard, so you might have to share around with your friends. But the cleanliness of the toilet really depends on you, because you are the ones that has to clean it and use it every single day, and then your sergeants will do bunk checks and do they will check the cleanliness of the toilet as well. So it can be a very clean toilet, but it all depends on you.
Any tips what to bring?
Okay, so number one most important thing, bring extra toilet rolls, especially for the first couple weeks. For the first 2 weeks that you're confined for. That's just because the 2 toilet rolls that they give at the start might not be enough for you. Secondly, quite important, bring coins. Depending on the company that you go to, there are vending machines available, but it really depends on whether or not your officer commanding lets you use the vending machines. Usually they will use your IPPT test or some kind of physical test to entice you to work hard and then reward you with vending machine breaks. So the third thing would definitely be a battery pack, something that will last you for the first 2 weeks of BMT, which you're confined on the island, because you are allowed to bring a phone and you're allowed to use it in camp during your recreational time, but you are not allowed to use any wall sockets to charge your phone. The fourth thing, I would say bring washing detergent. You'll definitely need it. Something small and compact that you can bring. And lastly, hangers and pegs, so you can hang and dry your washed clothes. One more thing, Febreze, just so you can, if you don't want to wash your shirt, maybe you got 1 day left and it's not that dirty, but maybe it smells a little bit, Febreze will be your lifesaver.
So what was the hardest thing you did in BMT?
Definitely the hardest thing would be the 5-day field camp that every recruit has to go through. It will just be 5 days non-stop in the jungle. There's no showers, there's no nothing. You do training out in the jungle and you'll be tested at the very end.
So what was the fun thing in BMT?
Well, the best part was the friends I made along the way in basic military training. And the best part was most of those friends that I made in BMT actually followed with me to the sergeant school.
Being a foreigner in Singaporean National Service, how did you feel it?
At first I was quite scared. I thought I wouldn't get along with everyone, but I mean, in the end, basic military training, you all go through the same stuff. Like, it's very tough, but you all go through it together and you all end up being closer than ever.
After basic military training, what did you do?
After my basic military training, I had 9 days of block leave, and only a few days before the end of the block leave, I got my posting. So I got posted to Specialist Cadet School, SCS.
How long was this Specialist Cadet School?
SCS for short, lasted around 6 months. And by the end of the 6 months, you are promoted to the rank of 3rd Sergeant.
What was the hardest thing in SCS?
Well, for me, I had the opportunity to do some overseas training, which lasted 21 days, where we would have to undergo route marches and undergo missions in much harder terrain.
When you marched, how heavy was your bag?
I would say roughly 20 to 30 kilos.
And how long do you walk?
So in SCS, we ended up walking about 40 kilometers in 2 days. And yeah, that was definitely the most tough part of SCS.
With the bag?
With the bag.
What was the fun thing in SCS?
Definitely the overseas training. So although it was the toughest, at the end of your 21 days, you are rewarded with 3 days off, where you can just explore around and have fun in this overseas country.
So do you think you've grown up during this NS time?
Yeah, definitely when I look back at the very start when I was 17 years old enlisting in the army, I was very young and I was very shy. But then I had to put myself out there, had to try and make friends, and eventually by the end of the 2 years, I feel like I've definitely grown much more mature. So I definitely feel more confident now, and throughout my NS I had lots of responsibility as well. I had to take care of my team, so I definitely feel like I've grown up as a person.
So lastly, any tips to future NS boys?
Definitely do some physical training before you go into NS. Get used to the feeling of being tired and working hard physically, because you'll be doing a lot of that. And mentally, prepare yourself mentally. Just the NS, they'll teach you how to prepare yourself for these kind of things, but just try to have a positive mindset, make friends along the way, and yeah, try to have a good time.
So, Kai's had quite an experience during national service time, and as a parent we were very worried. Actually, I was crying like before he was going to NS, but after 2 years we feel he's grown so much. I don't want this video to be very like propaganda kind of things, but we were glad he completed without any injuries and safely, and we appreciated the Army took care of NSman.
I hope this video has been useful to you guys, all the pre-enlistees or people who are going through NS right now. Yeah, I hope my tips can help you out.
Okay, then see you at the next video. Bye!
If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like down below and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.